Welcome to Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida, as the Lions Den plays host to the Jacksonville Kings as they take on the Louisiana Revolution in this Eastern Division matchup here in the Simulation Football League. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrup, and back with me in the booth this week after a week off on vacation is Rick Northrup.
Good afternoon, everybody. Tan, rested and ready right here.
Mike Daggs and Top Keeper are our statisticians today. This is the 9th all-time meeting between these clubs. Louisiana leads the series 5-3. These two teams are in the Eastern Division on opposite sides, Rick, but the Revolution, they've played several close contests so far this season, and they're looking to come out on the winning side. Currently on a 3-game losing streak.
That's right, and they've been competitive, Colin, but they just haven't been able to break through into the W category, the big W. Oh, there's your first reference right there, searching for the big W.
Coin toss. It's Louisiana, and they elect to put their offense on the field first, led by that man, number 8, Tommy Utah. Jacksonville, they've had an impressive balance so far in the season.
Yes. Tell me about the balance.
In terms of getting players involved, up and down the depth chart. John Bradshaw to kick off for Jacksonville, and we're underway. Kickoff. Yard deep out of the end zone. And Reg De Niro up the middle, but they got a fumble. And Jacksonville.
Oh, no.
And they're going to take the fumble all the way back. Oh, stopped at the 1.
Shoved down by some skinny DB. Oh, my goodness. The SFL craziness is right off the bat here. Look at that.
Forced the fumble, and look at the linebacker. Run away from everybody.
Oh, tries to give him the stiff arm, too. Major props for that. Well, kicking off, first down at the goal line.
Well, Sean Sanders and Shepard Berkarian are the tailbacks. I'm assuming they'll be prime targets here. O.J. Bruin is the quarterback, number 1. He's the starter. Well, Kenny Slider is the backup. Here's the give off to Sanders, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Oh, that looked close. They line up in a classic power I, Colin. No messing around. We're going to punch this sucker in.
And the Kings strike first. Just barely 12 seconds into the ball game.
Are we going to see a red hanky? Can we see a red hanky, please? Paging red hanky. Red hanky needed.
Jacksonville touchdown at favorites at home. Strike first following a crazy turnover.
Have not seen that. I don't think in any of the games we've called over the years, Colin.
Yes, you're correct. It's been a minute, and that's probably the shortest drive you're ever going to see. 1 play, 1 yard, 13 seconds taken off the clock.
It takes longer to describe the drive than it does to actually execute the drive.
And Bradshaw kicks again to Reg De Niro. What are we in Groundhog Day? And this time, Reg rolls down into the end zone. Ball comes up to the 20.
9.5 yards deep plus a fumble. Nah, I'm going to just take that knee.
Louisiana takes over on the 20. Tommy Utah at quarterback. Dwayne Simmons and Chris Grant Jr. are the tailbacks. Cameron Collier is the fullback, number 23. They got a bunch of receivers. One of them, Adam Banks, number 80 in motion. Reg De Niro, number 84, the returner, along with Liam Hammer and Lyric Da Vinci. We get a draw played to Simmons. Actually, he was lined up in the backfield in 2-point stance. For Jacksonville up front, Tyquan Hale, Forrest Dalton, defensive ends, Joey Swindett and Logan Gardner, defensive tackles. John Martin's the inside linebacker. Toby Nur and Nathan Nur are the corners, along with Roy Towers. As the pitch out to Simmons again breaks off a tackle. Breaks off a second tackle. Hale trying to run him down, but cannot.
Oh
There
no!
goes Lloyd Simmons down the sideline, stepping out of bounds.
Colin,
Well into Jacksonville territory.
that play started with the pitch almost being batted down or even grabbed. If we get another look at it here. Here we go. Right there. Who is that in the backfield in a flash? And then loses the angle, can't make the play.
The big guy's running down the field. And Young Vaught is the one of the free safeties, along with Bernard Gooden. John Patrick Levine is the strong safety, along with Tigger Clay and the returning Alex Bond.
James Alex Bond. Third.
Utah changes the play at the line of scrimmage. We'll get to the rest of the lineup after this play, which will be another pitch out, this time to the other rookie running back. Chris Gunn Jr. breaks a tackle and picks up 7 yards on the play.
Two great back-to-back runs there, Colin. Pitch out to the left, pitch out to the right.
Tight ends are Levy Lease and John Michael Sutter. Sajiri Kozlov. Cody Katz are the tackles. Odette Boudreau and Ross Napoli are the guards along the offensive line. Here's to give off to Salmons out of the eye, and Salmons gets the first down, breaks off a tackle of Boyd. He's on his way. Down to the 10, to the 5, end zone, touchdown Louisiana.
Holy smoke. Pending the PAT, Colin, we're going to be back to even here. Oh my goodness. And what a great set of runs by the running back here. Even Denver's kind of impressed by that. Denver's here, by the way. Look at that.
He says, you walked me by all the food and the press box on the way up here to the booth, and you didn't let me eat any of it. And he's letting people know that he is not very happy about that.
He never eats people food, but that doesn't stop him from trying.
Otis Boudreau to try the extra point is good. So the Revolution strike back in 4 plays, 79 yards, taking a minute 23 off the clock, and Dwayne Salmons scores the first touchdown for the Revolution on a long run.
That's crazy.
Here with 8:24 to go in the first quarter.
I was gonna try and make the comment that Louisiana has Jacksonville right where they want them, spotting them 7 points, and they get the equalizer. We'll start this thing over.
Return up the middle. The Kings will start from their own 26. Cole Beasley on the return, number 16.
Well, maybe as long as Louisiana doesn't play their goal line defense, maybe they can get a stop here. That's a joke, right? First and goal from the 1.
Yeah. Sean Sanders is the tailback.
Yeah.
Sean Sanders is the tailback. Shepard Vicarian is his backup. Jay Vollmer is the fullback. Wide receivers, David Gears, Joel Beasley, Kingston Ellington, Connor Weston. Tight ends are Jim Copeland Jr., Talon Steele, Brennan Ryan, and Marcella Martin are the offensive line.
I think what you meant to say was, yeah.
As Vollmer gets it on, the toss picks up 2 yards, his first carry of the ball game. Tackle made by Chuck Diesel, number 59. He's joined by Timothy Welbuck-Brucey and Gary Clem, along with Vic B. Craze in the linebacker car. Even Arthur, Rolleman Hood, Nathan Blake, Dante Grimm, Tank Bennett, and Jeff Melanesian are the secondary members. As Bruins back to throw, fires down the field, got a man open. Caught for the first down. That is David Gears. His first reception. It's fresh set of downs instantly for Jacksonville.
Hey, Colin, and that was a nice play. They go, look at that, now max protect, so they've got 1 or 2 less people out in the pattern. Just a great route, and get some separation there. Well done.
1st and 10. We see our first appearance of Kenny Slider, number 2, one of the SFLM's top quarterbacking prospects this past season. He's back to throw for his first pass attempt. Fires, and it's complete to Balmer out of the backfield, and they give him the first down.
That was nice. That was not much of a window to put that in there safely, and he does that.
And Slider showing off his skills.
Skills. Who did he play for in the SFLM, Colin?
He played for Lincoln.
Lincoln.
And
the Rail Splitters?
The Rattlesnake.
There we go.
Split backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to the bottom. Bruins now back in. Connor Weston in motion to the top of your picture, followed by Arthur.
The Aardvark? So many references.
Drop back, fired. Nice catch by Weston. And that picks up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Jacksonville gets themselves across midfield, Colin, and starting to be a threat here. See what Louisiana can do about it on the defensive side.
Here's the pitch out to Sanders. Sanders with a spin. Broken tackle. Tackle made. That'll set up a 3rd and 3 situation.
And that's a classic way to defend that option pitch outside. Just keep stringing them along and get good pursuit.
Brian Craven, Gary Burney are the defensive ends. Neil Rivers and Chance Wall, who made the tackle on Sanders, are the defensive tackles. 3rd and 3. Give off the Sanders. He's tackled for no gain.
There
Chuck
you go.
Diesel in on the tackle.
Now, it is no man's land here. Do they punt? Do they go for it?
And they have 2 punters. We'll have to see which one will be back to take the punt.
They're going to punt. Pooch punt.
It'll be Victor Ironleg. Pick number 86 in the rookie draft, was a place kicker for Lexington. Fair catch called, and Louisiana will start at their own 11-yard line. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join Community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to be involved. As Tommy Utah takes over 1st and 10. Here's the give off to Chris Gunn Jr. 2nd carry. Stiff arms the man, picks up about 12. As only 1st down. Almost right away for Louisiana.
I think the coaches saw what we saw, Colin, in that earlier possession run game. Just seems to be working probably better than expected. So I bet they stick with that. Maybe they throw in a pass or here to try to take advantage with a play action. But
Sammons checks in now as the single back. He'll go out in the pattern as Utah. He goes.
Oh, no.
Sack made on the play. Number 94 for Jacksonville. That is Forrest Dalton on the sack. 4th-year pro, all with Jacksonville. Just coming around the end and tackling Utah for a huge loss.
Yeah, I guess they should have stuck with the running play there. I would use play action, quite honestly. They want to throw instead of the straight drop.
Back to throw is Utah. Fires down the field. Got De Niro open. Number 84 past the 40 for 1st down. So 2nd and 15, no problem. And Reg De Niro, who fumbled the opening kickoff, redeems himself a little bit there as Utah just fires that sucker down the middle of the field.
Reg Mucho Dinero. Why does anybody call him that? Seems natural. That nickname seems like money to me.
That's Forrest Dalton's 1st sack of the season that occurred earlier as Utah is back to throw. Fires. Got John Michael Sulleth. 1st down catch. Only the 5th catch of the year for Sulleth, who had 4 coming in. And that's another revolution 1st down.
Yeah, suddenly Utah is Johnny Unitas here. Slinging this ball downfield.
Just opening the seam and the safety man able to come up and make the big play. As we now have 3:54 and counting go in this opening stanza. 3 wide, split back formation. Cameron Collier, the fullback, next to Chris Grant Jr. Grant Jr. on the handoff will be tackled. They'll give him a yard as Martin and Bond combine on the stop. It'll be 2nd and 9. Utah single man in the backfield is Salmons. Back to throw Utah. Quick pass over the middle. Bobbled around by Suddeth and unable to haul it in. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9. Clock stopped at 3:17 to go in the first quarter of play.
3rd and long is always dicey, but right here where they're just on the edge of field goal territory, I'd like to pick this up.
Utah back to throw, fires down the field, tipped in, incomplete. Tipped away. That is Tega Clay, number 24, on the deflection. Pass was intended for De Niro. So the Revolution drive down, but ultimately looks like Veda Lee, the punter, will be forced to come on.
Yeah, Colin, I don't know. I couldn't see, I didn't have a good read on the rest of the secondary, but there were 3 or 4 defenders.
Oh, we got a flag down. It looked like there were 500 people on the field at once for Jacksonville, so we'll get an offside call.
Oh.
One of the
4th and 4 now.
Lined up offsides. Does this change the calculation for the Revolution?
Maybe. Well, I was going to say in that previous incomplete, Colin, there was 3 or 4 in sort of the passing lane, and I don't know if Utah got greedy or if that was really his only option.
Beasley, the returner, as Lee will punt this away, and it will be downed inside the 20, out of bounds around the 10. Looks like by my best guesstimate.
Yeah, so trading punts. We're still tied at 7 here in the first quarter. Rick Meter and staff are here watching intently. We're still at neutral.
1st and 10 at the 12 is where they'll officially spot the ball. First time we've been to Lions Den in Jacksonville, Rick. Very impressive facility here. This squad is built as Sanders will pick up 1 yard. That was the length of his touchdown run on the very first possession. And let's go to Cameron Irvine for a game break.
Thank you, Colin. DC in Baltimore. Second play of the game, Shabazz Synergy is picked off. It's his first interception of the season. The DC Dragons just scored a touchdown, 17-9, extra point pending in the second. Back to you.
Oh man, Shabazz Synergy's perfection streak is no more as OJ Bruin fires down the field and he's intercepted by so it returns it to the 23-second turnover of the ball game. This one forced by Louisiana.
As the commish and Colin both start talking picks, we get one here in our game. Unbelievable. Yeah.
For the Revolution, they add a -3 turnover differential coming in. Historically, this is a squad that's always been good in the turnover margin. They were +12 4 seasons ago, but they were +1 a year ago, exactly 0 the year before that. So helps the margin out a little bit. As Salmons gets his stuff up. Oh, run over a man, picked up 9 yards. As Salmon holds the ball aloft for all to see. And Dwayne Salmons continues to rack up the receiving yardage.
There we go back. Think mentally about that pick. He needed to kind of arc it and drop it in between the coverage. And the throw was sort of flat on a rope. And I'm not sure if he saw the defender there underneath.
Here's the pitch out to Salmons. Salmons trying to break away, but unable to get anything as John Martin, number 55, comes in and cleans up the mess. As Roy Towers up there playing run support was the first man to meet him in the hole, 3rd and 1. 3 tight ends on the field for the Revolution. Collier, and now Chris Grant Jr., the power back, is in.
Revs smelling some scoring here. Want to pick up this first down, obviously.
Grant Jr. does not make it. Alex Bond comes up in the hole, and they say it'll be 4th and inches. Looks like field goal opportunity there if they want it, but oh, that's awfully tempting.
It seems like a tasty little first down there, but they're going to go take their points, right? Kind of rules of the road.
30-yard field goal attempt.
When you're the road team, take your points.
Out of LaFouche, the backup quarterback, and it is 10-7. So Jacksonville gets a short drive touchdown, and Louisiana gets a short drive field goal, both off of turnovers. For all league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats, and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore past, present, and future. Beasley on the return, up the middle, broken tackle. Ooh, it looked like it was going to be interesting for about a half a minute there before he's brought down at the 27.
Yeah, let's note too, Colin, that on that last drive for the Revs, their running game wasn't working so well. So maybe some adjustments have been put in place by Jacksonville against the run. Let's see if the Revolution, next time they get the ball, can adjust likewise on offense.
Here's O.J. Bruin, the quarterback.
Last time the Revs were on defense, they had forced a punt.
He's 3 of 4. Kenny Slider completed his one pass. Haven't seen much of him as Sanders takes this drop, picks up 3 yards. And Jacksonville, they're struggling to get the run game going. So far, a combined 9 yards between 2 of their ball carriers. No carries for Vicarian as of this moment. I formation, 2nd and 10. Slider back to throw, and down he goes. It's sack time. Big number 70. No, that's Blake B. Craze, number 96 on the outside linebacker blitz. Nobody picked him up, Rick, and down goes the quarterback.
That's right, and sacks are always fun for the defense, but especially so on 2nd and long, bringing up a 3rd and a little longer.
Your Shepard Vicarian checks in on this 3rd and 12 situation as we get a bunch to the top of your screen. Bruin back to throw, fires down the field into quadruple coverage for Connor Weston, but unable to haul it in.
A lot of bodies there, and the ball sails over everybody's head and falls harmlessly to the turf. 4th and 12. Good job for the Revolution defense.
We get Iron Leg on for his 2nd punt with 12 seconds to go in what has been a very entertaining and surprisingly fast-moving opening quarter. De Niro on the return. Hold on to the ball, and he'll get tackled at the 38.
Well, with this possession by the Revolution, Colin, the Rick meter is putting the Revolution offense on watch. Just to recall, this season with the Rick meter, when you go on watch, that means something's going to happen. And we put people on watch for something positive for the unit that is on watch. If the Revolution can add to their point total here on this, there may be a change in the Rick meter. So we'll see. Revolution offense on watch here, starting at their own 38.
We got Tommy Utah lined up in the shotgun. He's back to throw, fires to the flat. Only a 1-yard pickup necessary as Patrick Levain makes the tackle on Salmons there, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. We're all tied at 7. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Colin Northrop, Rick Northrop here in the broadcast booth with you, our statisticians, Top Keeper, and the director of broadcasting, Michael Daggs. Cameron Irvine, our executive producer extraordinaire. Utah under center. Back to throw. Dump off again to Simmons. This time he'll go backwards and lost a yard he gained. So it'll be 3rd and long, just like that.
Jacksonville had great D on that, and they pushed the D line, pushed an offensive lineman almost into Utah, Colin. You see that bumped him a little bit just before he threw. And there was nothing there. 3rd and 10.
They'll have to go to the air, and they line up at 5 wide in order to do it. De Niro in motion. Now it's a 4-by-1 look as Utah's back to throw. Fires.
Oh.
He got hammered. Down by Young of Vault. And the Revolution will be forced to punt once again.
We had it, and he lost it. We had him, and we let him off the hook. Well, that ends the Rick Meter watch program. Louisiana Revolution offense on watch ends. No change in the Rick Meter. We're still in neutral here, folks.
Here's Lee on the punt. Away to Beasley, and Beasley snowed under as soon as he catches the ball at his own 20 by Tank Bennett. Down there on special teams.
We'll see what Jacksonville can do here, Colin, to start the second stanza. Down by 3 at home. Other than that 1-yard drive, haven't been able to get themselves in scoring position. This is interesting.
2 receivers to the top. Bruin. Pitch out to Shepard. Vicarian, his first carry, breaks off a tackle, and Shepard's got fresh legs. He's shoved out of bounds by Dante Graham, well past the sticks. And what an introductory run for number 33 in this ball game.
Nice move by the coaching staff, too. As you said, put some fresh legs in here, see what can happen. Runs over one man, and he's free to be who he is. Born free, I'm running so freely.
41 carries, 259 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns coming in. 7 total for this Kings squad. Here's Kingston Ellington in motion. Haven't called his name yet. Number 82.
Drags a DB with him over there.
And they roll out that direction, and Bruin back across it. Incomplete first down to Gears.
Wow. Gears again. Running some good routes. Throws against the grain, too, which can be risky.
Did you see that guy wearing a shirt with a lion on it, but he had a Viking horn hat? Yeah, that's a combination if I've ever seen one.
Well, fans are still getting used to the new setup, the new stadiums. They're just trying to buy purple at this point.
Here's Bulmer in the backfield. He'll get the carry up the middle, and Jay Bulmer picks up 4 yards. He had 3 carries for only 8 yards coming in to the ball game. And that's his second carry for 8 yards.
Second and short here on the plus side of the field. Could get something interesting or just something safe.
Here's Slider back in at quarterback.
Nothing in between.
Remember, he got sacked on his last attempting pass. He gives off to Sanders, and Sanders throws his way, dragging Chuck Diesel, the much bigger defender. As Sanders he's a compact guy.
Yeah, bookmark that spot in the game, Colin. You don't see Chuck Diesel get run over hardly at all in a season.
Sanders is only 5'7", 220 pounds, and he just took a linebacker who weighs 245 pounds and 6'3" for a ride. Here's Slider back to throw. Fires underneath, incomplete. So he completed one pass looking for fellow rookie Vicarian.
Did you see that? So they line up in the power eye. He takes a 3-step drop and is trying to hit somebody on a short slant. I don't know that I've seen that yet this season. And that's a head scratcher play.
Here's Bruin back in.
Use those guys for max protect or something. Try and get something deeper.
3 wide, Gears in the slot. Bruins back to throw. Has to move around, throws too long, it's intercepted. Tank Bennett dives, and he's returning up the field, and the ball will be at the 11.
Oh, pick at the goal line. Now the line of scrimmage wasn't near the goal line, but holy cow. Uh-oh, the Purple People Eaters are upset.
Let's look at Bennett. They're going for Vollmer, and Bruin just threw it too long.
Yeah, too long, and that was weird. Weird throw.
7:09 to go in the second quarter. As Tommy Utah is up under center, 1st and 10.
Well, what started out with a bang, Colin, has sort of evolved into a back and forth here with no additional scoring.
Liam Hammer in motion. Roy Towers follows him. Here's the pitch out to Salmons. Salmons making something happen on his own with 2 broken tackles, and there goes the big guy down the field.
Yeah, Denver says, you didn't run that play a lot in the last 2 possessions. It worked really well in the first 2. And they're going back to that, Colin. And I'm just so impressed with his open field running. Look at this.
He outran Napoli, number 77, trying to block for him. He's like, you're not getting there fast enough. I'll take care of these guys myself.
It's like schoolyard tag, Colin, where some kid can just run around and through everybody, and nobody can touch him.
92 yards on just 5 carries and 1 touchdown with a long of 38 for Salmons. Utah back to throw. Oh, down he goes. Sack made. Forrest Dalton, his 2nd sack. And that's huge for Jacksonville. As liking the game so far, smash that like button and subscribe. If you haven't already, the SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. As Utah throws, got the first down to Emmer.
Utah, great pocket presence on that play, Colin, as he just sort of drifts to his right, keeps himself away from trouble, and keeps trying to open up a throwing lane. Okay, so let's see. 1st and 10.
Utah
having a couple of good plays, one of which was a nice run play by Salmons. Well, I was going to say Salmon, but I knew that wasn't right.
Salmons gets the ball again, picks up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. As you see, his next carry will definitely put him over the century mark. Of course, provided he doesn't go backwards. Chris Grant Jr. checks in as they bring in an additional tight end for 3 total. Grant Jr. up the middle will make it 3rd and 2. Digger Clay on the stop from his free safety spot.
Here we go, that power eye. Well, they've run a few different concepts out of here. Here's just a handoff.
And they pick up the first down after they had gone over 3 on their initial attempts. Salmons picks up the first down, showing off the speed as well as the power here, Rick.
Exactly, and the Rick Meter staff not willing to risk being burned at the start of the drive will now say Louisiana Revolution is on watch. Let's see what they can do.
He's up over 100. He's now at 106. Thanks to Mike Daggs and Top Keeper, our statisticians keeping track of the facts and figures for us. Salmons gets the ball again, adds 6 more yards to that total. Alex Bond on the stop.
If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button, everybody. Help yourself, help the league.
2nd and 4. One receiver out his hammer. They pitch it out to Salmons. This play worked well last time. Stiff arms Voigt. And he gets out of bounds just ahead of the 20-yard line.
I gotta tell you, Salmon's running down the sidelines is like one of the Walendas. Just a tightrope down there.
3:50 to go in the first half. Over under 57.5.
Kingston Ellington. Notice that I had said people are just buying purple. They're going deep purple. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go.
Salmons out of the backfield again. And after his last few grabs have not gone very far, this one goes for 8. 2nd and 2.
Jacksonville giving 7.5. The Revolution in the lead. They are already trying to burn down the gambling house. Come on, stay with me. Deep purple.
They got an I formation. Here's the give to Salmons. Salmons first down. Making it look easy, and it helps when you have a big guy like Cameron Collier in front of you blocking.
You know, I know I'm not cool, Colin. I wish I was. But, you know, one thing that would help me be cool is if I had a nice first name like Kingston. Just saying.
Utah changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Oh, he nearly got sacked. His is incomplete. I know you think a cool name will help you, Dad, but I got newsflash for you. You'll never be cool, so.
Oh my gosh.
2nd and 10 as Utah escaped out of a sack.
I'm going to need a salve or a compress for this burn I just got.
Well, I know a lady who can help you. As Hammer goes in motion, he's followed by a man to the top of the formation. Utah.
Lots of time.
Dumps it underneath to Sutton, who breaks the tackle. Oh, 1st and goal as he broke the tackle and then rumbled forward.
Oh my.
Past the 5 to about the 4.
Let's look in on the Rick Meter staff. They're getting twitchy. Their eyes are starting to squint. They're sensing a change in the water.
So this is a Jacksonville team a year ago that finished 2-10. They're already 2-1. So already, Rick, they matched last season's win total. It was a bit of a struggle for them. They got a bunch of new pieces, a bunch of rookies, a lot of free agents. So good for them as Collier gets scores. Touchdown, Louisiana.
Wow.
Somewhere Jim Harbaugh is happy.
Right. And you know what that also looks like? That looks like a 2-point conversion play also. They got everybody thinking up the middle, and he just wanders over there and hauls it in, Colin. Well done, Louisiana.
Touchdown Rebs, and they're up by 9 pending the extra point. This is a squad who suffered a bunch of close losses, including a Hail Mary attempt against Baltimore that came up 1 yard short of potentially tying the game. That was a 13-play, 91-yard drive. My goodness.
Well, that takes the Rick Meter off neutral and goes possible Louisiana. Possible. The Rick Meter ratings are possible, probable, and book it. So possible Louisiana on Kings are on watch for upset here. They don't get their act together.
Let's go to Cameron Irvine for another game break.
Thank you, Colin. I tell you what, I'm exhausted from these two games. Just before the end of the first half, Baltimore up 17-10. DC confuses them up front, and Wigmore throws an interception. These two quarterbacks threw 2 picks in the first 4 weeks combined. They had 4 in the first half, 17-13, and DC has the ball and driving. Back to you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Wow, my mother told me there'd be days like this, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a revenge game as that first pass by Bruin fell incomplete. I haven't seen a lot of Kenny Slider. He completed 1 pass attempt and sacked once, but other than that, he's been mostly facilitating the run game. Some handoffs. Connor Weston in motion to the bottom of the formation, followed by Nathan Blake. He resets. It'll be 2nd and 10, 2:07. Roll out the opposite way. Ray Bruin throws back across his body. He's got Kingston Ellington for the first down as he hauls in his first big contribution of this ball game.
As we reach the 2-minute point here in the second quarter, Colin, and the emotions are starting to amp up a little bit.
As we've reached a 2-minute warning, you're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Is Kenny Slider, number 2, coming in. He's got Ballmer in the backfield.
You know, earlier in the broadcast, I mentioned how the emotions are amping up. Oh, that was just a second ago. Thank you very much. And you know, Louisiana is they're getting a little excited, but they've seen this before. But they're feeling a little more confident. And Jacksonville's maybe starting to get feeling a little bit of pressure. We'll see how they respond here in their 2-minute drive. They're down 10 late in the second quarter, Colin.
Louisiana's lost their last 3 games by a combined 18 points after doing some back of the envelope math calculations, and they won their opening game versus Atlanta by 6. So this is a team that's played it close on both ends, as it's now a 3rd and 6 situation following the carry by Sanders. Bruin is back in for this 3rd and medium situation.
Well, we haven't talked about how to score well on your standardized tests and in life, and certainly doing your ciphers is a key to success.
Bruin back across his body this time. Even Arthur with a spectacular catch, and I tell you what, folks, that's gotta be the Retroid's nice hand catch the game. That's a nice hand catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. He went up with one hand to grab that ball.
One hand on one leg, falling down. Impressive. Yeah, do your ciphers, everybody. Make sure you master the plus and ups and take them aways. The timesies and the dividers.
As Utah immediately goes deep down the field.
To nobody.
It's too long.
Throws to nobody.
For Michael Sutton down there.
What's that, Colin? Stop making fun
John
of talking? Yeah.
John
Okay.
Michael Sutton.
John Michael.
Sometimes words are hard.
Well, it's a good thing I always focus on talking good or better.
1:03, the clock stopped. 2nd and 10.
So they keep me around for the mumbo jumbo.
Utah has to dump this off to Salmons. That won't do much. Stop the line of scrimmage by Special Agent Bond.
And Jacksonville's not using their timeouts. You'd think they might here just because they could potentially get the ball back with a little bit of time.
That's his 5th tackle.
Well, they snap it way too early, in my opinion.
Utah all day fires complete. First. That's called by Louisiana.
Yeah, they're are they almost in field goal range, Colin? I'm not sure about the leg on. What's his name?
On old Otis there, Otis Boudreaux.
On old Otis Boudreaux,
who had a.
You know, the Boudreaux used to hunt crocodiles. Maybe they still do.
I kind of asked you
alligators.
Sorry. Uniforms. It's almost intercepted. Derek Da Vinci was the intended receiver, but he had to turn into the defender there. Clay, number 24, had a better shot at it than he did.
Yeah, living on the bayou. I think they call it Zydeco Ranch down there.
We got an empty backfield set. Utah up under the center. He's back to throw. Fires down the field. Tipped in. Incomplete. Martin, the inside linebacker, able to swat that away. a big part of the turnaround for Jacksonville, at least on the offensive side of the ball, has been fueled in part thanks to steady production from the pass game as well as the run game. This is well, dive into more of the figures moment as Utah down to Liam Hammer. Second timeout called by Louisiana with 22 seconds left. This is a Jacksonville squad that threw for 268 yards and on average a year ago and rushed for 80 yards on average and averaged 348. Those were both in the 20s, and so far they're threw for 260 on average, rushed for 170, and their total yards are 430 per game. So they substantially improved those marks statistically as well as ranking wise, as this short pass forces them to burn their final timeout, those Louisiana.
Well, what do you expect, Colin?
Well, I expect something toward the end zone, especially now that they've lined up in empty.
Yeah, can't see where we are on the clock because I'm watching the game.
Utah. Oh, the tackle and he scores. Touchdown, Louisiana.
13 seconds to go. Oh my goodness.
And it's 23-7. I couldn't have foreseen this coming.
Wow. Wow, they get the catch. Hands of the day catch. Miracle defensive pick, and now they stick it in the end zone.
This is a offensive squad coming in for the Rebs that averaged 20 points on the dot per game, and they're looking at possibly having 24 before the first half is even over.
My gosh.
Notice Boudreaux's extra point is up and good, so they cash in on the takeaway.
Wow. Well, and the Rick meter is really impressed, and this hardly ever happens in the first half. Technically, 13 seconds left, but they're going to move Louisiana from possible to probable, Colin. Not even waiting for Jacksonville's second half adjustments. Very impressed by Louisiana on both sides of the ball is the Rick meter.
141 passing yards for Utah, which is off his pace, but he's thrown 2 passing touchdowns. In the first half, he had 2 all of this year coming in. So that's a very encouraging sign for head coach Gerald Smith. As O.J. Bruin gives the Sanders up the middle. And it looks like Jacksonville will go into the first half down 24-7, able to take advantage of a early turnover that they were able to cash into points, but otherwise have been stuck in neutral. As we reach halftime here, O.J. Bruin 5 of 11 for 70 yards. He's thrown 3 interceptions. Kenny Slider has been in the field for a couple of plays, completed 1 pass, I believe, my recollection. As you see the defense, for Louisiana, they've forced 3 turnovers by 3 separate defenders. Sanders, 20 yards in the first half and a touchdown. And of course, Salmons, 10 carries, 127 yards, 12.7 yards a touch. He's also grabbed 5 balls for 17 yards. The only receivers not involved in terms of target, Adam Banks and the other tight end, Levy East. Derek DaVinci's had 2 targets, but no receptions so far. Jacksonville gets the ball first. Boudreaux kicks off to Beasley. will be about a yard deep. Beasley up the middle. Has a lane and will be tackled at the 25. Colin Northup here on play-by-play. My regular partner is back from his week-long vacation in Massachusetts' Cape Cod. Rick Northup, top keeper, and Mike Daggs, our statisticians, keeping track of the facts and figures for us behind the scenes.
That's right. I spent the last week being all hoity-toity on the beaches of Cape Cod.
And lobster,
chowder. It was wicked awesome.
1st and 10 for Jacksonville at the 25. O.J. Bruin, he's struggled with turnovers. He's back to throw. Now he has to run the ball and protects himself. Picks up 3 yards on the quarterback scramble.
Trying to channel his inner Samson. And I was just kidding about the hoity-toity thing, pretending to be hoity-toity. I'm always hoity-toity.
Are you? Are you really?
You put that stupid smirk off your face.
What? What? They can't see it. See if I have one or not.
You should. There's a game.
Here's the carry up the middle to Vicarian, who was very productive on his one carry in the first half, picked up 20 yards, and this time he'll set up a 3rd and 2. On that pickup of 4. As they line up in the I formation, 1 receiver out is Weston, 2 tight ends on the field. Pitch out to Sanders. Sanders, oh, he had room, but he will not get there. Arthur, who made the interception on the first half, able to stop him just shy. And this 4th and inches will result in a punt. Not what Jacksonville wanted, Rick.
No, not at all. Coming out of the locker room, trying to make your best adjustments, and stalling out on the minus side of the field.
This time, De Niro calls a fair catch at his own 21-yard line. It was his fumble who set up Jacksonville's lone touchdown. Tommy Utah's back out. This is your first opportunity to look at these Louisiana road uniforms, Rick. What do you think?
I'm digging them. I love the green and white is always cool.
The oversized logo on the helmet, I can always dig that.
And I love the gray accent. I really like the gray accent. I think it's sharp.
And Jacksonville looking pretty snappy as well with the paw prints on the pants, especially as Utah rolls, throws. Collier had the touchdown reception, unable to come up with it, and the big fullback trying to shake it off there.
That's been your haberdashery report, brought to you by the thrift store where I get most of my studwear.
No, he does not get most of his threads from the thrift store. I've seen him buy suits
At different places.
At different places. Utah.
I thought you were going to say he's not a stud. Don't
Forrest Dalton again. By my calculation, yes, that's his 3rd sack.
Wow.
He had 2 in the first half.
Apparently Utah couldn't see the forest for the trees.
It's a 3rd and 14. And now he lines up in the empty shotgun, which I think is a smart maneuver here.
Yeah, and maybe this is the thing Jacksonville needs.
He's rolling away, fires complete to Sutton for the first down. And John Michael Sutton continues to be wildly productive in this ball game.
Just the emotional swing there for the Jacksonville D. They get that sack, brings up 3rd and long. Maybe this is the point where we can start getting ourselves as a team off the schneid, and then they give up the long first down, Colin. Rushing.
John Michael Sutton had 4 grabs coming in. He's already at 4 grabs for 66 yards and a touchdown.
Well, that's probably the best first half of football that both sides of the ball that the Revolution have had, Colin, and they're looking good here so far in the early sledding in the 3rd.
That's a guy who's feeling his oats. Chris Grant Jr. picks up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. Utah under center, standard pro set backfield. Pitch out to Sammons. This play has worked spectacularly and continues to do so as Sammons steps out of hands, a yard short of the sticks.
Hey, I mentioned earlier about smashing that like button, so let me do it justice. Liking the game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of the SFL or SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support.
Thank you for reminding the people once again to smash that like button. Always critical. As Simmons picks up the first down easily there. And I also want to take the time to remind you, now available, free to download. You can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid at GoRetroid.com, search SFL, and download our mod at 4K23 at SFL.net/4K23 as Collier, second grab, picks up a first down, and that's a guy who's feeling his oats for sure.
That's right, Colin, and the Louisiana Revolution offense just seems to continue its methodical movement down the field.
And look at the stats on Collier. He's 6'4", 260 pounds. That's the equivalent of almost having another tight end in the backfield. Now imagine trying to tackle that guy in the open field. Salmons gets another pitch, and this time Voigt brings him down after pick of the 3 the hard way.
The hard way. How'd you like to earn $12? The hard way. Name that movie.
Caddyshack.
Colin, how are people supposed to guess in the chat? I'm talking to you. Smacks the back of his head. No, I'm just kidding.
What's there?
Oh, another movie reference. Look at this.
Salmons, again carrying people, picks up the first down.
Very impressed with Salmons today, Colin.
Yes, he is showing some power. Perhaps the strength of Samson.
Oh.
Jacksonville elects to throw the challenge flag. Let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com. It'll be our first challenge of the day. The umpire takes a peek under the hood.
Yes.
Levine brought him down. Oh, the knee looks like it's just right on that line of scrimmage. Oh, they overturned the call. Jacksonville wins the challenge.
Wow.
Color me surprised. And Coach Smith does not look very happy there. It'll be 3rd and inches as a result.
I understand trying to prevent the first down, but it just puts him within inches, as we can see, from the first down with another down to attempt it. So
3rd and inches. Saw that in motion. Line up with 3 tight ends. This is where Chris Grant Jr. does a lot of heavy lifting. Slightly bigger back than Simmons. They're going to throw.
Oh, what?
Utah to Elise. Lee's 5th catch of the season, but it's a first down for the big tight end.
Very opportune. A lot of risk taken with that play. It's successful, but boy, Colin.
We're approaching under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Utah gives off to Chris Grant Jr. Stopped for only a yard gain by Martin and Schwindett on the combo tackle. Second and 9. Single back to Simmons. He takes the pitch, follows his block. Oh, he got blown up in a backfield, sir. By number 22 there for Jacksonville. That's Toby Nur, the corner, delivering the big hit as Utah fires end zone.
Oh, nice play.
His first catch of the day. Good for 6 points.
Well done. The Michael Jordan jump spike between the legs. Very impressive. Not as impressive as this play.
Watch, just a little corner.
Slight pick or rub. I call that a rub route that kind of frees him up as he faces the, from a soccer term, facing the defender, meaning putting himself in between the defender and the QB. Really nice play, and it was out of the shotgun, Colin, and he took a deep drop from the shotgun. I think that may have confused the secondary or made people hesitate. Just a nanosecond enough to make that play work.
13 plays, 79 yards, and the hole continues to get deeper for Jacksonville as Louisiana continues to pile on more points like you do toppings in an ice cream bar.
Yeah, you know, and here late in the third, this is the part of the game where we like to ask the question, what the heck's going on with the Rick meter, right?
Right.
So
what's going on?
Let's look into what's going on in the truck, and looks like they're all they're riding the probable rating for Louisiana. They appear to be lighting cigars and putting their feet up on the desk here now as the Revolution goes up 31-7. Holy smoke.
It'd be very interesting to see Jacksonville can mount any kind of response other than scoring the initial 7 points in the beginning. They've been outscored by 31 since then.
What kind of total offense numbers you got from the guys keeping the stats? And the guys keeping the stats are
top keeper and the Hall of Famer Mike Daggs.
Michael Daggs, Western New York's own Mike Daggs.
Only 115 yards in the first half for Jacksonville. So far, only 16 in this half. This is the 2nd and 3. Sanders with the carry again. Stopped after a 1-yard pickup by Bennett.
So the 115 and 16 compares to Louisiana's
285 and 75.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, that squares with the score of the game.
Here's Tank Bennett, 4 tackles and a pick. 3rd and 2, slider back in.
Slider.
He gives off to Sanders. Sheds off a tackle, gets the first down. Jacksonville needed that for sure.
Being down 24 points, I think the road to the comeback starts 1 first down at a time. They just got one.
Here's Slider in again. Balmer in the backfield, gives to Jay Balmer up the middle, and Balmer picks up, they're going to call it 8 yards for the big fullback.
2nd and short, just what you want from a play calling perspective, Con. And the C parted there as Moses gets to ride his chariot through to that first, not to the 8-yard gain, sorry. I've already given him the first down. Hang on.
Look at the numbers for Sanders. 12 carries for 32 yards. Shepard for carrying 2 for 25. And Jay Balmer 4 for 19. So this run game has been productive.
Mildly productive.
Mildly productive,
yeah. I don't know that those averages are going to get them home.
As Sanders got the carry, stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain, and it's just been one of those days for Jacksonville. Bruins thrown for 70 yards, but he's thrown 3 interceptions. And you really need the passing game to sort of step up here and carry their weight. Tight ends don't even have a target between them as this throw is caught by Weston, broken tackle. Connor Weston down the sideline, shoved out of bounds by Dante Grimm. The biggest pass play thus far for Jacksonville is Connor Weston, who had 1 catch for 5 yards previously, more than blows past that like 3 times as he hauls in his 2nd grab. This one for 28 yards.
There you go. That helps out his averages for sure. And more progress, Colin. Picked up that first down, picked up another one, and in style. As they are now beginning to sniff some scoring opportunity here. Just inside the 35.
Here's Bruin back to throw. Fires down the field. Oh, catch made by Kingston Ellington. Oh, he took it away from Arthur.
I was going to say nearly picked, but he muscles that ball into his chest and gets the reception.
You got to look at this one more time.
Not the interception.
Throw down the middle, on the post.
Well done.
Right on the button.
Button. And another first down. And in the red zone.
Jacksonville is on the move. They got 3 receivers out of the eye. This is David Gears in motion, followed by Nathan Blake.
This red zone opportunity brought to you by Faygo Red Pop, Detroit's favorite for over 100 years.
Throw!
Oh, no!
Too tough for the receiver, and Bruin was thinking he had a really big play there, Rick, and unfortunately that ends up incomplete.
Just can't quite make the connection.
Second and 10. 57 seconds now to go in the quarter.
Got a quarter.
Same formation as before. Bruin. There's touchdown Jacksonville.
And the comeback may have started. Suddenly the Purple Faithful are on their feet, not booing.
As Gears ran down the middle field, nobody touched him until he had the ball nestled in his arms. Touchdown Jacksonville. Gears, his 3rd touchdown reception of the year, had only 4 grabs for 72 yards coming in. And so far, he's 3 grabs for 53 yards on 5 targets and now a 19-yard touchdown. It's now 31-14. Gennaro on the return. Remember, he fumbled the opening kickoff. This time he holds on to it to the 25. We have 1st and 10 at the Revolution 25-yard line. Colin Northrop, Rick Northrop here in the broadcast booth.
I'm forgetting his mic discipline there.
1st and 10 at 25. Give to Simmons. He only picks up 1. Tackle made by Clay. He's been busy so far. 7 tackles now. Clay. Top keeper Mike Daggs, our statisticians, doing a good job keeping us honest. As Utah, down he goes. The inside linebacker blitz gets home. John Martin up the middle for his 1st sack. And he just came straight through the middle and tackled him for a loss of 6 yards. They'll officially call it. That's setting up a 3rd and 15. As this will most likely be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
See the defense starting to pitch in on this comeback, Colin.
Utah back to throw. Has time. Fires 1st down to Liam Hammer. Stop.
Oh.
It's Hammer time.
And starting to get to be a bit of a game as plays are being made on both sides of the ball here, Colin.
Oh, DB there went forward to pick Towers. Into the 3rd quarter, Louisiana in front, 31-14. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. We'll be right back.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to Lions Den here in Jacksonville, Florida. Louisiana Revolution in front 31-14, but Jacksonville got a score in their last drive after scoring the initial opening drive, which was one play, 1 yard, following a crazy opening kickoff fumble that was returned to that spot as Salmons up the middle. Then Louisiana proceeds to score the next 31 points in a row before Jacksonville finally responded toward the end of the third.
Don't forget the Rick meter says probable for Louisiana, and has been since the very end, near the end of the second quarter. Put your fours up.
86s and 12s, 68s too. You know, got to do it Cadillac style for this Revolution squad. It's Cameron Collier's first carry, and that's him a first down. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore the library and find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com
Today.
Yeah.
After you're done calling Empire. Today.
Clock now winds under 9 minutes. Utah gives off to Grant Jr. He got 2. Good job of trying to find 2. It looked like he was going to be stuffed for no gain or maybe a short loss.
Well, the imperatives now, nothing new to expert football watchers like most of our fans here are. Possess the ball, burn the clock if you're Louisiana.
There's a good to Salmons. Oh, he's tackled by Bond after a pickup of 1.
You know what I want to know, Colin? Where's that pitch out that was working so great for them in the first few possessions? And then we saw it a little bit in the third quarter. Where is it? Anybody see? Give me the binoculars.
Do you want to put it on the side of a milk carton and say, "Have you seen me?"
You've seen me. The really effective option pitch outs that we were running.
37, 3 to the bottom now as Utah's back to throw. Has to run around, fires. Oh, tipped away by Bond. Incomplete. And it'll be 4th and 7. Here we go.
All kinds of flair out of Utah in the back, in the pocket there. The shimmy, a 360, drifting to his left, all to almost throw a pick. Come on.
Lee on the field to punt.
And the crowd is sensing what's going on here, Colin.
There's people running all over the place back there for Jacksonville. Things a little bit disorganized, but the fair catch is called. No, it's caught by somebody else who returns it all the way up to the 16. What the heck is going on?
Oh, was that one of those sort of deep fair catches and going to let it bounce maybe into the end zone? And instead, somebody else runs behind and catches it?
Anyway, Jacksonville will take over at their own 16. Oh.
Keystone Cops punt coverage there for Jacksonville play.
Here's O.J. Bruin under the center. He's back to throw. Has a free man in his face. There's Talon Steele with the reception. Picks up 6 yards. Welcome to the ball game, big fella, number 85. That's his first grab of this ball game, and it comes with about 7 minutes and change left to go.
Gutsy play by the rookies. He's got, as you said, a free man in his face. Still calmly delivers that ball before taking the hit.
Bruin, that was only his 9th completion of this ball game as Sanders takes the pitch out and will get stopped after a 1 yard gain by Chuck Diesel. There's that pitch out play you were calling for Louisiana run earlier, but this time Jacksonville's like, we can run that too.
Those plays have been nicely, I don't want to say surprisingly, but it's been a nice development this season to see those be productive.
As well as the draws too, don't forget it. Sanders!
Oh, except for that one.
Field for no gain. They called the dive play, but Chuck Diesel was ready, and the little dynamo unable to advance forward, and
Yeah.
Jacksonville has to punt it.
As he remembers the time he ran over Chuck Diesel in the first, or just a few quarters ago. Unable to do it this time.
Iron Leg with the punt. Ooh, over 4 seconds of hang time as De Niro will get tackled at his own 36-yard line.
Well, if you're Louisiana, no harm, no foul. Get the ball back. Now with 2 minutes less on the clock. Again, the imperative is possess the ball, burn time. That's probably maybe more important than scoring.
SFL action continues on SFL YouTube tonight at 6:30 Eastern in Charleston, where the Predators play their first game in their new stadium against Old Division rival Florida. Vancouver meets Arizona on heavyweight tilt at 6:45, followed by 2 primetime games in Mexico City and Portland. It's all tonight on SFL YouTube, as Salmons gets another carry, this time grinds out 3 yards to start that clock ticking down.
Kind of mirroring the Jacksonville dive play, right? Except they pick up 3 yards instead of losing 3 yards.
Now approaching under 6 minutes.
He breaks the huddle kind of early, Colin, just in terms of clock management, gearhead stuff here. Now the linemen have to hold for maybe 20 seconds, which is tough to do.
Now he audibilizes. He's going to send a man in motion, so he's still burning
He's burning
time.
it, yeah.
Burning time.
So
But
the big heavies are huffing and puffing at this point down in the 3 or 4 point stance.
here's to get to Salmons. Breaks the tackle, but Martin brings him down near the line of scrimmage. So he didn't get very far, and it's 3rd and 7.
Now, I'm a small guy. I never played the line, but if you've been around guys that have played the line, it's tough for them. They're carrying a lot of extra weight, and to be down like that, can't breathe so well. And, the longer you do that, the blocking may have been a little bit ineffective on that last play.
As Utah. Now he's running around the pocket. Michelson is wide open, and he will score. Touchdown. His 2nd touchdown in this ball game. It's Tommy Utah. He's thrown not 1, not 2, but 3. Count of 3 touchdowns.
3. Oh, nice counting. Count.
And this is a big man. He's just running down the middle of the zone defense, and nobody picks him up.
Maybe they thought he couldn't run that far, that fast. Who knows? But he becomes a free runner behind the secondary.
He's 6'7", 248 pounds. His 3rd season with the Reps. Spent his initial season with Baltimore. As the extra point is up, and it is good.
Well, as John Lennon would sing, you say you want a revolution, you got it. 38-14, Colin. Who'd have thunk it? Certainly not Jack's data, who has Jacksonville giving 7.5, and the over-under at 57.5. I'm pretty sure they were thinking most of those points would be accrued by Jacksonville, not Louisiana, who, as you pointed out, season scoring average was 20 points.
As the kickoff is away. That was a 62-yard touchdown pass, according to our statistician, Mike Daggs. Thank you for the active there. Longest throw of the ball game by Utah. Actually, I counted wrong. We thought it was 3 touchdowns. I just looked at the sheet. It's 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns.
But it's still a great call regardless.
Unbelievable.
Slider now in the game, 1st and 10 at the 25. That has to be backbreaking if you're Jackson. You made a little bit of a game, and now Slider in, incomplete. I don't know who he was throwing to, but it was not number 28, Ronman Hood. He almost got an interception.
Jacksonville's scoring average. I don't know if you have that handy, Colin, coming into this game.
Jacksonville's scoring average is 35.7.
Wow.
And they're down to 14. This is the Louisiana squad that gives up 23 points a game as Bruin has a man wide open. It's Weston, 1st down.
Wow.
He gets
Excellent scramble play, and Weston coming back for the ball. I was just going to say, as you were citing their scoring average, Colin, they can score. And this game's not over. There may be more points written in this fourth and final chapter of today's game. How long was that play? Do we know?
According to
The statsmen.
Weston's now at the 56 yards. That was along 20. It's Palmer, but Palmer bobbled and dropped the ball incomplete.
Sorry about that, Colin. I went all fanboy, and I believed I yelped into the mic as you were trying to make that call.
We have a 2nd and 10. 4:46 to go in this ball game, and it's been
Kingston Ellington saying, "Hey, you can miss one. You don't have to count them all."
as Bruins back to throw, and OJ down the middle of Weston again, dragging defenders to the 35-yard line. It's Weston now up to 4 grabs.
Clock running, going in the hurry up. Love to see it.
Bruin tipped in, incomplete. Looking for Ellington.
A little rough and tumble there in the area of the potential reception. Kingston Ellington, by the way, previously identified as the coolest guy in the chat.
Shepard Vicarian only 2 carries, 25 yards this game. He's lined up in the backfield behind OJ Bruin. He'll be out in the pattern. Bruin doesn't look his way, and it's tipped incomplete. Tank Bennett on the deflection. It'll be 3rd and 10.
You know what's happening, though, Colin, in my opinion? I think the Jacksonville offense and especially the receiving corps is starting to figure it out with the QB. They're not afraid to fling this ball.
Trips to the bottom of the screen as
I don't think they have the right coverage on that. Trips, Colin. Let's see.
oh, they do play action. They go to the trip side, and Dante Graham nearly picks it up.
Not sure.
Looking for Ellington, and the fans continue.
Several mistakes made on that play, including dropping the ball. Who was the defender on that?
That was Graham, number 47.
Number 47 had the
And oh, look at this. They're going to try a 50-yard field goal attempt. Bradshaw. Let's see if he's got the leg. Snap, spot, kick.
short.
From 50 yards to make it 38-17. The longest kick I've seen so far this season. As
Wow.
Bradshaw shows he's got the big leg.
He does. A boost of confidence. There's a little data point for them in the future. They know that 45 plus might be in their range. Here's the onsider.
Right to Liam Hammer, who gets tackled at the Jacksonville 32, following a little bit of return.
So they get the ball already, probably in field goal range, Colin. Now it's burn clock and move a little closer and kick a field goal if you have to.
I admire the thinking there. We're down by a bunch. We might as well go for it. What do we have to lose? It's just the final result didn't end up the way they wanted it.
Yeah, they're still down by a full 3 scores, so they need possessions. Don't have a problem with that either. Thanks for asking.
I formation. Get to Salmons, picks up 2 to about the 30.
They should have got 2.
Still plenty of time remaining in this game as we're approaching under 4 minutes to go. They broke the huddle with 30 on the play clock, Rick.
Yeah, maybe they send another guy in motion. I don't know.
Now he's just
now he's going to burn some, yeah. And you people wonder why is it so crucial to not break the huddle too early and kind of walk through that.
As Simmons, there's that toss play. He broke a couple of tackles and set up a 3rd and 4.
Smartly stays inbound. Most of the time he's trying to do his Walenda high-flying tippy-toe act down the sideline, but a little high football IQ there from Salmons. And Kingston Allington lamenting that they may lose this game. I sympathize as a Motor City V8 guy. You know, sometimes you just don't have it on any given game, and it's tough. You do all the work to prepare, and think you got a winning game plan, and it turns out not to be. Not saying it's over yet, Jacksonville, but getting close.
Under 3 minutes. Toss out to Salmons.
Who's 23?
And that's John Patrick Levine.
Levine, yeah. Oh, he knifes in there. He's like the switchblade. Just magically, boom. Through there. That was a great play. Stuffs him and brings up 4th and 6. Of course, they'll try a field goal here, but
this will be a 46-yard attempt
not such a gimme.
by Otis Boudreau. A couple seasons ago, he was scoring a bunch of field goal makes and field goal attempts. His own team tried to get him votes for MVP, and he shows up the leg here. It's good.
He now wants to be referred to as Otis Boudreau. Thank you. 46 yards. In the books. I'm kidding. I don't know.
Did you see the kick? Split the sticks with ease on either side. So these teams end up trading field goal attempts. It's now 41-17.
Kick it deep. Real
Couple of
deep.
yards deep in the end zone, and Beasley coming up the middle with it, and Beasley has room tackled at the 26-yard line. 2:11 to go. And let's take this opportunity to check in with Cameron Irvine with a game break.
Drama in Baltimore, Colin, as DC went for it twice on 4th down and converted in the 4th quarter. Yet Shabazz Synergy, trying to get greedy and get more yards for his kicker to win the game, throws a game-sealing interception. Baltimore holds on 31-30.
Wow.
Wow. As if you didn't think the rivalry between those two could get any more intense, as Bruin completes it down the field to Ellington. And they're unable to get a playoff before the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube.
Welcome back to the final 2 minutes here in Jacksonville. And the shocking game of the day so far. Louisiana giving it to the Kings.
As Ellington with a one-handed catch off the rollout by Bruin. And now the timeouts were going to start to fly off the shelf for Jacksonville. They burn one right here.
We got a special on timeouts. These things are flying off our shelves. Come on down, people.
Every timeout must go. Can't take them with you.
Every timeout must go. We made a mistake. Too much timeout inventory.
As this tipped in incomplete, looking for Beasley. His first target incomplete. Clock stopped 150. The young man a little frustrated that he couldn't hold that one in. Second out.
Kings trying to pull out all the stops here.
Weston in motion. He's been pretty big. 74 yards on 4 grabs. Bruin down and incomplete, looking for Gears, but Rollerman Hood says, no, sir.
Here's a question for you, Colin. Seen a lot of short drops out of Jacksonville's passing designs. Have we seen really many, or if at all, deep drops? Maybe 1 or 2?
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
A legit question. I don't know. Maybe the stats guys kind of have an idea. Here's a good sprint out. Deep
Roll
sprint.
out, throw, complete to Ellington, first down, out of bounds at the 20.
That's what Dr. Rick ordered. Right? I mean, they've got to get downfield. They need time for the patterns to develop, and these 3- and 5-step drops can't get it done, you know.
Now he is up in the neighborhood of 226 on 13 of 25 passing, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Is Kenny Slider? Nope, that's Bruin. Still in the ball game.
By the way, Colin, that last score, we're at 58. We hit the over. Thanks to the Revolution.
Again, they'll do play action. Throw it. There you go. Please his way into the end zone. Touchdowns, Jacksonville.
Well, they're giving it a ride, Con.
I tell you, Rick, this is a team that they may be down big in ball games, but they continue to fight. They continue to claw and scratch their way.
I agree. And that was a pinpoint pass on a rollout or a sprint out, Colin. Excuse me while I pat myself on the back here.
You patted my back instead, sir. That's Ellington now up to 110 yards and 6 grabs. Winning that touchdown, 6 plays, 74 yards, taking 38 seconds off the clock. Here we go with another onside attempt from Bradshaw. Perhaps. Yes.
So they traded a field goal for a touchdown.
Onside. Dives, and Jacksonville fell on it.
No way.
It's Bernard Gooden, the free safety. Number 27 on special teams, fell on the ball.
They've got a chance with a touchdown here, Colin, to cut the deficit to 10. But there's only 1:37 left.
They still have 2 timeouts in their back pocket.
10-point deficit is still 2 scores.
Here they go with that sprint out again. Plenty of time for Bruin. Down the field to Ellington, who steps out of bounds past the 40-yard line. Stopping the clock with 1:32.
Duke. Ellington.
Just running that corner route again.
Yeah.
Smart of him, too, just to step out of bounds in spite of the whip tackle by Hood.
Well, and also, you know, the Revolution's probably more in a prevent. They want to keep everything in front of them.
135 yards.
Well, this does not look like a prevent here.
Back to throw. Underneath the talent, still gets out of bounds after a pickup of 2. Second catch for number 85 there. Stops the clock with 1:28 left.
Revolution fans are hoping for another good hands play there. Retroid catch of the day, if you will.
We already
As they'd like to stuff this drive. Nip it in the bud here.
Here's the shotgun formation. First time we've seen this in a while. Oh. Connor Weston unable to hang on to the football. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Well, if you've just joined us recently, Louisiana has owned this game. Jacksonville with several scores here in the 4th quarter, trying to make more of a game of it, and the Rick meter is on probable Louisiana. Went from possible to probable. There's that
Bruin again. Throwing down the field to Ellington. Oh, they got it out of bounds.
That thing's been open all day, Colin, certainly in this 4th quarter.
Clock stopped at 1:19. Pass downfield. Stepped out in front of Jeff Melanician and Dante Grimm.
Took a while for them to figure this out, Colin, but Revolution defense doesn't seem to have a prescription for that rollout sprint out.
158 yards now for Ellington on 8 grabs. He's been targeted 12 times. Here they go, standard play action. Now the opposite way to Gears, who had to go low to make the catch, and they called timeout with 1 minute and 14 seconds left. Good to see Guy Clausen in the chat. Jacksonville down to 1 timeout. Three receivers total, 2 to the top. Bruin back to throw, going to steal underneath, and they'll have to call their last timeout with 1:10 left, but it'll be first and goal.
First and goal. And I agree. Good to see Guy in the chat.
As you look at the numbers for Bruin, he's up over 300 on 19 of 32 passing. And they line up in shotgun on the 1 yard line. Okay, throw to the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Gears.
But, you know, right up until it didn't, it looked like that thing was going to be a world beater and score. Can't make the connection.
67 seconds left in the ball game. It's 2nd and goal. And still, they lined up in the shotgun. Same formation as before. Let's see what they do with it. Weston in motion, followed by Grimm. Looks to be man coverage. Have to play this smart here. Bruin dumps it off to Sanders. Touchdown. He is a touchdown running and now a touchdown receiving. Both of his TDs come from a yard out. And for Sean Sanders, showing off the soft hands, beating the linebackers, which include number 42, Tommy Wellbuck Pussy. And it's a 9-point game pending the extra point.
11-point game.
11-point game. Math is hard sometimes.
Do maths. A successful PAT will take it to 10, which everybody knows is a 2-score game. Minute 3 to go. Jacksonville out of timeouts. They need another successful onside kick, Colin.
They took it.
And they'll need a lightning strike after that.
They took only 38 seconds off the clock to drive 63 yards in just a handful of plays. Bradshaw again to try the onside kick. This time it's going to go right.
No.
It's going to take the onside kick back for a touchdown. And it's going to be 47-31 as Hammer gets a onside kick return for a touchdown.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, it's Hammer time as they puts a nail in the coffin of the Jacksonville Kings, Colin, as they answer touchdown with a touchdown. Takes it back to a 3-score game.
Boudreaux is up and good. And Reg De Niro, he's excited. Oh, and Guy Clausen, he knows. He's down with it. He says, stop, hammer time.
Stop. Or maybe he's telling me to say stop with the hammer time. Guy, glad to hear you're feeling better today. The world gives you ups and downs, and I'm glad you're doing better today, buddy. Deep kickoff. Not going to elect to return it from 9 yards deep. 57 seconds, down 3 scores, no timeouts, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Hit it.
More movie references. Nobody seems to be playing along today, Colin.
Nobody
makes me bleed my own blood.
Largest defeat suffered. They're currently losing by 24. I got an interesting blurb from Mike Daggs. As far as Jacksonville's largest defeat goes, I'll look at it here in a moment as this pass nearly intercepted by Louisiana. Their number 30 had his hands on it.
What is the His Eminency Mike Daggs have to say?
Largest margin of defeat at home
For the Kings?
for Jacksonville as 26. And last year they lost to Los Angeles 33-7. You're currently at 24 as Malinishin knocks it down.
Well, for some reason, never mind.
As we take a look at the upcoming schedule, of course, the Louisiana Revolution will play at home the Queen City Corsairs, 9:15 on September 2nd.
Hey, thank you, Tyler Falk, broadcaster.
As this is intercepted, he's got a clear lane, and it's a touchdown. They've now extended the lead. It's 54-31. And it's going to be a new record.
It's a score-a-rama
kind for Jacksonville. As Arthur gets his second pick of the game and returns it for a touchdown. Louisiana has a bye in week 7. As far as Jacksonville goes, they'll play their fellow in-state competitor next week as they travel to Fort Lauderdale to take on the Storm. Followed by a road trip to Carolina to take on the Skyhawks, followed by a return trip, this time hosting the Storm at week 8, before taking on the Baltimore Vultures in week 9. Their bye is on week 10. That's your upcoming schedule for both of these clubs.
Brought to you by Franklin Planner. So it's a 24-point difference, Colin. The record is still safe for now. You say 26? Sir Mike had said that it was 26. Yeah, 26.
Mike says it was 24 15 minutes ago, but a lot can change in 15 minutes time.
We're back to 24.
So we get O.J. Bruin up under the center.
Come on, I want to see some deep thing for a score. See this short
medium drop back, and the gears, it gets out of bounds after 5.
It's not geared for a comeback, though. Oh, look at they got a horse around with each other. Come on, dudes. Let's go.
Thank you, Frank Gooden, correcting us in the chat, making sure that we are on the correct information.
Yes, indeed.
This squad looked good today. It's just, unfortunately, Louisiana came in with a really good, in particular, running game plan as Kingston Ellington hauls in another pass.
And unfortunately for Jacksonville, it took them 3 quarters to figure it out. They entered the 4th quarter with 7 points. Am I right?
No, they had 14 points.
14 points to start. They had 7 points at the half.
Yes.
So scored 24 here. In the second half, it just not going to be enough. And that was after Louisiana spotted them 7 on that fumbled kickoff.
As Leston dives to make it 3rd and 1. Here we go with the hurry up. Spiked with 11 seconds. It'll be 4th and 1.
Who you got for player of the game, Colin?
Well, you can go several different directions. I think Salmons is a worthy player of the game candidate. Even Arthur tied Rolman Hood for most pick sixes in SFL history with 8, according to Louisiana owner and defensive wizard extraordinaire Gerald Smith. So we get a 4th and 1. Ellington in motion. If we had to go from the Jacksonville side, I think Kingston Ellington is definitely a worthy candidate.
Indeed.
As this pass goes incomplete. That's looking for number 82, and all that's left is a couple of kneel downs, Rick.
Yeah, you probably have to go with Tommy Utah, though, for the Revolution. I mean, throws for 4 touchdowns, no picks.
Yep.
QBR 137. That's tough to beat, even as well as some of the his mates played.
Well, indeed. We're going to get a couple of kneel downs here from Tommy Utah.
And that's going to do it, folks.
55-31, the final score.
86 total points scored, with Jacksonville giving 7.5 coming into the game, and the over-under at 57.5. Holy cow, folks. Hope you enjoyed this one. I know the Louisiana Revolution faithful have.
As we get a look at the final stats here.
Wow, total yards ends up being really even. Look at that.
More passing yards for Jacksonville, 346 to 264. Third down conversion attempts, 75% for the Rebs, 40% for Jacksonville. We take a look at all of these. 24 points off of turnovers was the key difference here. Only 17-39 TOP. Louisiana over 22 minutes.
Yeah, Louisiana's ability to efficiency at scoring when handed the ball is really kind of the difference in the game.
Salmon's 23 carries, 160.
That and a
yards.
couple of long drives in the first half. That looked really good for Louisiana.
9 receptions for Ellington and a touchdown. John Michael Suddeth with 2 after having 4 grabs the entire season coming in. He grabs his first 2 touchdowns of the year. John Martin with 10 tackles plus a sack. Forrest Dalton gains 3 sacks, 2 pass deflections for Arthur, and 1 35-yard total in terms of interception returns, including a pick 6 there. 18 total first downs for Colin Northup and my partner Rick Northup, thanks to Top Keeper and Mike Daggs, our statisticians, Cameron Irvine, our executive producer extraordinaire. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon, folks.